Tonight, I'm going to share a terrifying story that'll make you question what's real and what's not. But be warned, once you hear this, you might start noticing things you've never paid attention to before. Things that go bump in the night, things that might just be watching you right now. I moved out of that apartment the very next week. I couldn't stay there any longer, but the fear, it didn't go away. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt that same suffocating silence. And sometimes when I woke up at 3 a.m., I could hear it again. That tapping. It was faint at first, just like before, but the sound grew louder, closer, closer. And each time I turned to look at the door, I could feel it. Something was out there, watching me, waiting for me to open the door, to let it in. Something that shouldn't be out there. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the pipes creaking like I thought at first. No, this was something else, something far worse. And that's when I realized it wasn't just me. I wasn't the only one who had experienced this. When I started talking to other tenants before I left the building one by one, they all shared stories that made my blood run cold. People had felt that same oppressive presence. They'd heard the knocks. They'd seen the shadows moving where there was no reason for them to be. They had woken up, unable to breathe, frozen in their beds, with the overwhelming sense that someone was standing right beside them. And just like me, they woke up at 3 a.m. It wasn't just a few people, it was everyone. Some of them had lived there for years. Some of them had moved in just like I had, hoping for a fresh start. But all of us had felt it. The building had a history, one that went back further than any of us cared to admit. A history tied to things that can't be explained. And here's the thing I can't shake. What if it's not just the building? What if it's something else entirely? Something that follows you, something that waits for you in the dark hours when the world is silent, when your mind is most vulnerable. What if it's been out there, following people for years, maybe even centuries? What if the moment you feel that chill run down your spine, when you wake up at 3 a.m., that's when it finds you? I've heard stories about the witching hour, that cursed time when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. But here's the thing. I don't think it's just superstition. Something is waking up at 3 a.m., and it's not just knocking at doors. It's looking for you, and it's been waiting for someone like you to open the door. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had one of those nights where you wake up for no reason? Maybe your eyes snap open and you feel something's off. Maybe it's that feeling of being watched, even though no one is there. Maybe you hear a faint sound, like tapping on your window, on your door, or something much worse. That feeling when you know deep down something's out there, but you can't see it. Do you know what I'm talking about? That heavy silence that presses in on you, that makes your heart race. The feeling that there's something in your room waiting for you to notice it. Something that doesn't belong. And it's not the wind. It's not your imagination. It's real. Here's where it gets really terrifying, though. Some people never leave when they experience this. They just stay. And then something happens. They become part of the story, part of the legend. Do you think that could happen to you? Do you think it's possible that one night you'll wake up at exactly 3 a.m. and hear the tapping, and maybe, just maybe, you'll open the door? Maybe you'll think it's a dream, maybe you'll tell yourself it's just the wind. But trust me, you don't want to open that door. Not when you hear the knocking at 3 a.m. Because once you do, that thing, whatever it is, will be inside. And once it's in, it might never leave. So I need to know, have you ever woken up at 3 a.m. and heard a strange noise? Felt something in the room with you? Or maybe you've heard that tapping. Maybe you've ignored it, but deep down, you knew something wasn't right. If you've experienced anything like this, I want to hear it. Drop your stories in the comments below. Tell me what you've seen. Tell me what you've felt. Because I know I'm not the only one. And if you're brave enough, I want you to keep an eye out tonight. Listen for the knocking, the tapping, the sound of something that shouldn't be there. You might just hear it. And I promise you, once you do, you'll never forget it. So, if you enjoyed this story, share this video to warn others. Who knows? Maybe someone you know has had the same experience. And don't forget to subscribe, because you won't want to miss what's coming next.